Hi, welcome back.
Hey guys, what up? So, full disclosure, we messed up a tiny bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, and deleted an hour's worth of audio footage.
Yeah, so the next two parts are going to have some, we're going to be commentating it, after we've done it. So this isn't live commentary,
Yes.
but still glad to have you here. And it's raining indoors.
Yeah. So at this point, if you remember, we're fighting Victor Zaz, who has obviously developed some kind of weather capabilities, and I guess mimicry.
He's changing his name to the Weatherman.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the Weather Wizard is a Flash villain.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, one of the more powerful Flash villains, anyway.
Everyone's a villain.
So this is gonna be interesting because I get to see the shenanigans I get up with when I'm kind of not focused on the gameplay.
We were pretty sad when the trash can got zapped away.
Yes.
That was our friend.
I was willing to kick it through the whole game. You can see myself make a beeline for this next trash can, and then I'm like, I gotta stay in the cinematic moment.
I know it's like a scarecrow thing that it's raining indoors, but I would fully believe that the asylum is in this bad a shape that it's just leaking this much.
Yeah, like, you really don't know it's a hallucination until it actually is concrete on the ground.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're like, okay.
Oh no, the trash can's exploded.
I really like that effect, how it's like I said this wrong the first time. I like how it's like the explosion, the flames leaving the gun of a barrel is the same as like it leaving the trash can.
The barrel.
Did I say it again?
You said it again.
Oh my gosh!
The barrel of a gun, my dude. There's little Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
Oh man. It's sad every time.
And this is me pressing all the buttons, trying to figure out how to get up.
I wonder how many Batmans there would be in Gotham if the wealth was distributed better. Because, he's definitely not the first kid in Gotham whose parents have been gunned down.
Yeah, but I think, even if others are upset about it, he's the only one that,
Money.
I was gonna say, gets this emotionally, I need to do something about it.
Everyone else is just yeah, whatever, those parents were, they were old anyway.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a reason why there's not, a million Batmans.
Because money.
I think there's more to Batman than just money.
Most people in Gotham whose parents get killed just become the people that Batman beats up later.
Yeah, but, is that a choice? I'm saying, if Batman wasn't, his parents weren't rich,
Yeah.
and his parents were still killed,
He'd
I still
probably
think
be a criminal.
he would become a vigilante, still.
Yeah, just probably a really poor one.
Yeah,
Maybe like Spider-Man.
He wouldn't be as good, but, it's still a choice that he's making. The money is just a means to an end.
The money's just his superpower. That's what makes him
God,
on the level of
I
villains.
hate that line.
Yeah? What's wrong with it?
In the Batman v Superman, they're like, "What's your in Justice League?" They're like, "What's your superpower?" And he's like, "It's I'm rich." I'm like, "No, Batman. It's the years of training you've done. It's your will. I mean, money is definitely useful,
Yeah,
but it's not your superpower."
Those batarangs gotta be $80 a pop, right? Oh, here's the man of the hour.
No,
Scarecrow.
that doesn't look like Zaz. Look, Zaz is the key to everything in this game.
I just know it. He's tired of being tutorial villain.
So if I remember,
You were so impatient here.
okay, because when I'm playing this game, I don't really get a chance to fully talk about why this sucks. So the gameplay of this, and normally the great thing about video games is you can kind of control the pace of the action through your, how you want to play. So if you're good enough, you can be aggressive.
Yeah.
In the stealth sections, do a good job with that. Where if you're good enough at the game, you don't have to wait for anything. But this part is just hide and seek, where you're just waiting, and it's lame.
Would you say that that's your greatest fear when it comes to gaming? Is not being able to be aggressive?
Is the sit and wait? If there was something, I could throw a batarang to distract Scarecrow. If there was some level of agency I could have in this section. But instead, it's just waiting.
I'm one of those, it looks cool, so that's good enough for me type of gamers. I know, the worst kind. The most casual kind.
Just watch a movie, then.
Man, I like to have some control over it. But I want it to just look cool, and then I'm good. There we go.
Wow, that was getting close.
This whole thing is kind of close.
So you said something that was very interesting.
I was like, was there a developer on this game who proposed like Batman beating up his parents in this scene? Because the skeletons just seem kind of like stock spooky things in there.
Yeah, like, and I said that wouldn't really make sense for Batman's phobia, because it's not like he was afraid of his parents being wrathful, he's just afraid of letting them down, which wouldn't come out in physical violence. But I do agree that the skeletons seem a little out of place. So my theory is either that there was just going to be general enemies, and like this doesn't really match well, or that the skeletons are maybe like a late addition. They're like this was originally just a stealth section, but they're like we may need some combat to make it somewhat interesting.
Do you think it would have been better if the skeletons were all Batmans?
I wonder if they could, like, if the models would transfer that well.
Because there's definitely this angle where Batman sees himself as, like, sometimes equivalent to his villains. That's why he turns into Scarecrow during this scene sometimes.
Yeah. It would definitely be cooler than just, I think, skeletons.
Pretty much anything cooler than skeletons. No offense to skeletons. If there are any skeletons out there watching this, you're very cool.
Well, I mean, everyone has a skeleton in them.
Come visit me, I'd love to meet a skeleton.
I mean, this should shock no one. I didn't know the button to drop down. That's what that was. I don't think I've ever gotten the button right in the first try on these games, but...
These guys need some calcium, man. They're going down.
Yeah, like, just like the green glow. Like, they really feel like they're in from a different game.
They do. With the sword, it almost seems like they're pirate skeletons with some parts, too.
Right? Maybe Batman saw Pirates of the Caribbean and was just really scared by it. So it's like all this psychological stuff, and he's like a movie I'm really afraid of.
Oh man, you know what would be even better if they were like Bat people from the opera he saw when he was a kid and got scared of, so they had to leave it. That would be cool. I forgot about that part.
How did I whiff that?
See, man, you can see the clock parts, like what I was telling you about.
We'll get to that a little bit later. I die at this part, don't I?
Yeah, you're way too impatient.
There's nothing I could have done. I just want to go. And
hide from Scarecrow's gaze to avoid getting caught. That's a good tip.
Thanks, game. And what's really annoying is that, like, you know, like, the punishment for being impatient is to sit through 2 more cutscenes. One of him slowly raising his hand to splat you, which, if I had control, I could totally dodge that. And the other one is, like, him, like, moving forward, and you'd be like, well, you shouldn't have been afraid of fear, Batman.
People feel fear when they're afraid.
We just make those jokes as Scarecrow says a lot of things about fear, and about 1% of that is actually a coherent thought.
Right? Although I guess it matches his character that he thinks he's really psychologically deep, but... See, here you finally learn to be patient. At the very end.
A whole character arc.
There we go.
So
yeah, Scarecrow's oddly quiet. Isn't he supposed to, like, scream when he gets hit?
Yeah. I don't know. And we hear other sound effects, so it's not like that was muted.
Yeah. So we were in the clock tower the whole time.
That's why there were clock parts.
Get it?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool. I love the Scarecrow segments, I won't lie.
Big scary man, where's the cave? Jump out of the shadows and see something.
You know, sometimes, like, I totally get what I'm doing. I don't know why I just did a 360 spin. I guess just to show off the environment?
Did you hit this with something, or...?
Nah, this is me trying to see if I could open this.
That's right.
Find another way down.
And I'm like, we just gotta move the story on.
Yep. So, time to just cause unneeded destruction.
More vandalism.
Because, you know, this is what Arkham Asylum needs, is more work.
Like, we already broke that chandelier, now we're just sending the bell down. They should have had better security or this wouldn't have happened. Alright.
I like how I just turned to walk into the bell for a split second. I'm a very jittery player.
Is Bellman an enemy? Is that a bad guy?
You try and get past me, bats.
No, actually.
That's it. Copyright Bellman. I got it. I don't know what his powers are gonna
Bellman sounds more like a Mega Man villain.
I don't know much about Mega Man.
You probably do, and maybe just don't like Mega Man. Like, Mega Man is like a blue bomber. That doesn't help.
Oh yeah, like I know who he is.
Yeah.
I just have never played any of the games.
So his villains are like like Electric Man, Ice Man, Fire Man,
Oh, okay.
Ash Man, or Flash Man.
Villain.
Yeah, so it's, and I mean, like in the beginning, it's kind of like all elementals, and like kind of the stuff you expect, like Bomb Man, and then later it gets, you know, because they made like a bunch of games, so they really had to stretch, make like Wave Man.
Man. Oh, that's one. Oh, man.
Yep.
We totally went in here looking for secrets, and all we found was that guy.
We find the secret to this later, so that's what we were getting confused about.
Yeah, we thought the mirror was here, but we find it a bit later on.
I still don't understand the point of this. Like, is it just to be like, someone was like, guys, we need to include bathrooms.
World building.
You know, nobody will believe this is realistic. And then I just noticed this guy's gone. The guy I just took out.
Oh, yeah.
So, which is weird because if I'm going to use detective vision a little bit, and it's going to show that the guy with the taser, he's still there. Like, his body hasn't disappeared.
Yeah, probably just glitch.
At that point, I was about to give up and like, no, okay, let's just check one more time.
No, I'm the one that was like, are you sure it's not in there?
Yeah, see, there was a quick spin, but you could see that the other body was still there. So I don't know
Yeah.
why this guy despawned, and he's still there. It's...
Turns out games from like 10 years ago aren't perfect.
Stay where you are, Batman.
Okay.
Listen to me carefully.
Do you think we should just apologize for this segment? Look, this boss fight takes me a couple tries. So please bear with me. I promise
Oh, dude.
the fails are still a little entertaining. But it's just a real testament to how scary Victor Zsasz is.
Yeah, it was real scary waiting for him to pop his stupid head out and then just smack him.
What are you talking about? Just kill her. She's useless to me now.
Come on. There it is.
That's it.
Bonk.
That's it.
He's down.
And it's not like, you're like, oh, Zaz is always a tutorial fight. It wasn't even I've used the batarang before.
He's not going anywhere. You can stop now.
Sorry.
I saw Bane.
I know. Joker threatened me. I wanted to stop the experiment. I tried to give him his
I think
money
this is
back.
the part where I was like, you're calling him a murderer, but you were working with the Joker. I mean, I know she didn't know it was like the Joker, I guess, or did she?
I hid it, but
So now he has
No. Because he used Jack White as an alias.
Well, the point is that she's a bad person.
hidden in the gardens.
I don't know.
Locked
Like,
up with the security key.
there's levels. Like, I mean, everyone's a bad person in Gotham except Bruce Wayne and Alfred and Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, but anyone who calls himself a doctor at this asylum and is just doing, like, experiments on Bane the whole time and trying to make
That's true.
it more terrible.
So that's another person dead that I could not save.
Yeah, like, the first time I played this, I couldn't believe that she just was dead. That was crazy to me.
I mean, it's not like, she's a really pivotal character.
But that's why I thought maybe they'd let her
Yeah.
get away with it.
Talking about
I think at this point we were complaining about how much we don't like Harley Quinn.
Well, like, not just her character, but this voice actress is just bad.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you have problems, a lot with the voice actor. I do not like her depiction in this game because it's just boring.
She's got puns.
Like, because like dialogue in video games, especially, is extremely limited, and like you have to make every one of those like kind of lines matter. Like they have to tell us something about kind of the character while also giving exposition, and to kind of waste that on just like a silly voice and a flirtatious attitude, I just feel like it's wasted.
I mean, that is kind of her whole deal. Like, you just summed her up.
But
in
it doesn't
2
have to
times.
be. I mean, like,
That's true.
Games can, like, just because a character may not be as deep as you want it, I don't know how I was trying to do that, may not be as deep as you want it, you can still, like, do better to explore that character in the medium that you're choosing.
And you also said that just because a character is shallow doesn't mean it has to be boring. And that's
Yeah.
very true.
Like, I don't know. I think they could have done more, especially with Harley Quinn. Hi, this is Michael, currently editing this video, making this the third time I've had to watch this video and commentate over it. I know I've already done a lot of talking in this video, but I felt like I didn't really make my point, I just kept dancing around it, so here you go. Basically, I'm not saying fan service is necessarily bad. What I'm saying is, in this game, it felt like Harley Quinn has only fan service instead of giving any interesting character. Take Catwoman from Arkham City, who had a costume that was purest fan service and made no sense for the cold climate, but she still had an interesting character. She made interesting choices, and I felt like her dialogue furthered the story. Meanwhile, Harley Quinn is making puns and calling me the Dork Knight. So it just feels like Harley Quinn in this game is boring and a wasted character in a game that already has so few. So that was just kind of my point. On to the rest of the video.
Have you figured out a way past these security gates? Before she died, she told me there's a production plant hidden somewhere in the gardens.
The Wayne Tech security protocols
Also,
seem to be
because we made a comment about how in the cutscene there was only 3 guys, and then when we actually started fighting, there was one of them with a taser. I wonder if that's just because I was playing hard mode.
And destroyed
Nah,
by Joker
I
in the
remember that
safety
guy.
explosion.
Okay.
Harley Quinn has the warden, and he's the only chance we have to get past these gates.
Okay, good luck.
Still loading.
Yep.
That makes so much more sense now that I know that. Yeah, you're stuck in the asylum, my dude, so like...
What? No,
Maybe don't
he's
be so
outside the
proud.
asylum.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, he's just in a house.
That's right, he's just like in an apartment downtown, just watching this somehow.
Well, like, even worse, like, was that supposed to be Little? Was that supposed to... Because, like, I already picked up the map. Sometimes I feel like Little just needs to say something to fill the space. Kind of like what we're doing now.
Well, he's just saying that you're stuck, like, he thinks that you're an idiot. That's why you need a map.
Okay. I think at that point I was making a joke about how I don't need to heal.
Or get the health upgrades, and you already got 3.
Yeah. Well, I got 2. Let's not get it twisted. I've only gotten 2.
So you said there was a room somewhere where you could blow things up and find plans for Arkham City.
I believe it's either, like, I thought it might have been that wall, but I think it's actually near the Black Mask room. Like way where I think we were in the previous episode. I think that's where it was.
It's cool. I had no idea that existed.
Yeah, it's a super secret thing. Like, you have to put 3 explosive charges on a wall that's not marked on the map in any way. And if you explode that, it's a secret room. It's not like a little... it's just like a Easter egg for the sake of it. And it's the Warden's plans for Arkham City, which is the next game of the series.
Such a terrible idea.
I mean, it can't be worse than this.
But it is. It's like this, but half a city.
Gosh, there is just so much loose paperwork everywhere.
Well, they were searching for the formula, right? So that's like canon.
You know what? That is a good point.
Remember they're like throwing all the paper around?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, that bell got cracked like the Liberty Bell. Symbolism?
I think not.
I don't think so either, that's stupid. You're pretty slick picking these guys up, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Well, because I'm like, okay, so they're all facing one direction, so obviously I have to take off the bad guy.
Yeah.
But these people have the suicide colonies. So I'm like, I only have so much time before they turn around when I take out the first guy. So my plan was, I think I could make it to the second guy, and I felt like I could batarang the third guy before he could get a shot off. Or maybe the Batclaw. And yet, this guy just never turned. So,
It's weird that the collars didn't go off.
you know, I think that's just something like about the Joker should just be like, guys, panic. Like, he has like long sentences each time.
Right?
Should we get to the point?
Oh, now it's going off.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, just as I was taking that guy out, that's kind of what I was saying. The Joker's voice line was like, you should do a head count.
Oh, yeah.
So he's just a little slow in the draw. That was me not knowing whether I could go up or down. And after saying I wasn't even close to the upper that, I just dropped.
Sometimes the front door is the answer. That guy scared us when
Yeah.
we first did this.
I mean, he kind of spooked me now.
He just, like, unfolded out of there.
Especially because, like, for that to work, it's not like he was...
Then we saw that sign where it says, ah, ah, ah. And I was like, it's the Count from Sesame Street. And then I started talking about which of the Sesame Street guys would be the best at fighting Batman, and I thought it would be Oscar the Grouch.
You know, when we were re-recording this, I was going to be like, there are some jokes that I know are going to be left on the cutting room floor, and I really thought that the Oscar the Grouch versus Batman argument was going to be one of them. But
Like,
no,
tell me you wouldn't pay money to see that.
I would not. Because A, it's Batman versus a Muppet. That would not go well.
Dude, Muppets are like paranormal. They have powers.
Do they?
I wouldn't fight one.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a puppet.
Yeah. So is the ventriloquist guy, and that's a Batman villain.
Well, okay, but the ventriloquist has a gun.
So give Oscar a gun.
Okay, so you're changing it now to Oscar the Grouch with a gun.
He lives in a
Where's the
trash can. He can totally find a gun in there.
We got Tom. Joker tells us to kill the bat. Crap out of here.
See, you got hit right there.
This fight goes pretty well, except for that one hit, and I was kind of proud of it.
I mean, it still goes really well.
Yeah. Like, in the future games in the series, even if you pick the hardest difficulty, they still like show you when to counter. So they decide later on that that is just kind of a stupid way to increase the difficulty.
Yeah, I know in later games, like, you can turn off the hints, which will get rid of the countering, but it will have the countering symbols even in a hard one.
Also, did the Widower repave this concrete? Or did he just, like, stick the, like, trophy behind, like, through the bars?
Dude, I don't know how he did half of these. He must have, like, hired people, right?
I mean, he hires people in the other games, because that's how
Yeah.
they get informants. But since, I don't, like, he made his own maps, I think he just did all of this himself.
Man. He is a motivated individual.
Look, if the Widower, you know, had used half of his brain to help the city, it would still be on fire, but it would be worse. That was good timing.
The city sucks.
It really does. No, if Widower tried to be good, he'd probably get acid thrown on his face. It was a Two-Face reference. But, okay, I actually have to say this, or else I might get comments about it. So the Widower does become good in some iterations of the comics. Because he's so smart that he's like, this isn't gonna work. I can't be Batman. So he opens up his own private detective agency after he gets himself declared legally sane.
Why were you hanging around that ambulance again?
I was trying to climb up it because I didn't think I could just grapple to the top without that height.
Okay, so that fire guy was already laying over there.
Yeah,
So that's not the same fireman that was there.
we will get back to him later.
Where
but
did he go?
pay attention that there is a doctor in the middle, a injured guard in the corner, and an injured guard away from the path.
Oh, they look like firemen to me.
They're like riot gear, I think. That's why they look weird.
Sure.
Wow, I am just getting the snot kicked out of me.
Those taser guys are tough when they're in a group.
Maybe I just wasn't focusing.
We're fighting right on top of that guy that's down there. Oh yeah, that last guy keep running up.
Oh yeah, he had an invisible wall. That was the only reason why he's still alive.
Right?
Oh, yeah, I got super nervous. I
We were
yelled
like,
that guy.
we're done.
And then at that point, I checked. Oh yeah. So where did that guy come from?
No, he just, we knocked him on the ground, but he wasn't knocked out.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we leave that guy alone for 2 seconds.
Of course, checking. So this guy is unconscious,
Thank you,
not dead.
Batman.
Yeah.
The guard wouldn't have lasted much longer.
Is he okay?
He struck his head when they knocked him to the ground.
Move him away from here as soon as you can. Take him to the medical facility. It's the safest place on the island.
Okay, I'll go with him as soon as he's able to stand.
So there's just no way that the guard left and the doctor didn't.
I mean, what else?
Because either, Batman was like, move him away. So either he carries the guard.
But he says he's not going to move until he's able to stand.
Yeah, or they, go together. There's no universe where the guard leaves and the doctor stays there.
You
But
better
then-
start believing in that universe.
But then, spoiler,
You're in one.
the guy is gone by the time we get back and the doctor is dead.
He killed the doctor.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe Frank Bowles is just a cool guy to him. He looked up to him. He's like, I want to be more like that.
That'll do it. You hungry? No.
It was very important that I use this vent right here.
Yeah. Batman time.
So, something we didn't really talk about. That person got down with that one hit of the takedown, right?
Yeah.
And all I did was hit him in the... Well, I mean, all I did. You know, I elbowed his face. So think about how forcefully you have to be elbowed in the head and then knocked to the ground for it to instantly KO you.
I feel like I would be KO'd pretty easily by an elbow to the face.
I mean...
My face is soft and squishy.
But, like, I'm not talking like, you know, you're, like, done fighting. I mean, like, you are unconscious in one hit.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, my face is, like, right in front of my brain.
Yeah, basically what I'm saying is there's no way that happens and he's not dead. Like...
Yeah, no,
there's
definitely
no
dead.
middle ground where he survived that.
So here's where the mirror is.
Yep.
We were confused because it's the exact same model.
Try to line up the shot.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror.
Of course, you gotta check the other stall just for more secret. Oh, I guess you don't. Okay.
We missed everything.
Weird.
As soon as we're going live again, we're getting right back in there.
Make an hour-long detour just for the case.
God, this asylum is just terrible.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just, like...
I'm
They
sure-
better not get any government
I'm sure that beyond this wall is just nothing.
Oh my
for
god.
people. Yep.
Their depiction of mental illness is so sensitive.
So, yeah, we're talking about how their eyes and mouth are pried open. But
But
then I
why?
panicked because I'm like, wait a minute, that guy blinked. So it's like his eyes are pried open, but he can still blink, which kind of defeats the whole purpose. Like, in the movie Clockwork Orange, they have the guy's eyes open, so he can't blink away while they're basically, like, feeding him videos and trying to, like, subliminally message.
Unconscious guy.
Yeah, so he's alive. So it was like, for a point, they didn't just have his eyes open just cuz.
Yeah, I mean, like... Why?
And also, like, why just have their mouths open all the time?
You're going out of your way to torture them.
Like, I don't understand what this, like, what they're trying to accomplish.
Ah, it's Poison Ivy.
Another
I'm
complex
really not
character.
interested in a bunch of flowers, Ivy.
Just say female.
Okay, but it's not me. It's just their depiction of female characters
No, it's true, it's true.
is not
Thing
good.
I need is you running free.
Poor children.
I still love how they just give her that uniform and they're like, you have to wear it, but you can wear it as sexily as you want.
Well, it's like they gave her the shirt, and then she just started walking away, and they're like, well, I'm not gonna complain.
They're like, this is fine.
Like, yeah, I don't know why she isn't wearing pants. But okay, also, she's wearing like an Arkham shirt, right?
Yeah.
Does any other character wear that shirt? Because none of the inmates do it.
Huh. It's like someone's t-shirt they just threw in there or something, like, here. Yeah, I have no idea where she's wearing it. It's like either wear the uniform or nothing, right?
But like, it's not because
I
it's
know
not
which
the
one I'd
uniform.
prefer.
Because no one else. I'm gonna ignore that.
Ah, this is so cool.
You
Yeah.
are beginning to
I
impress
love
me,
this part.
Batman. You may still reach a level just below my genius.
So you gave him a little explanation of Clayface here, remember?
Yes.
Good job.
So this is
Please, keep it
not Aaron Cash. This
I've got
is
a reputation to
Basil Caro, I think.
Basil Carlo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
AKA Clayface. You can tell because there's little clay in his cell, I guess. But basically, I thought this was a very brilliant way to include a additional villain, which I'm always in for. Include a villain without using another model, because Clayface can.
Love that sign.
Yeah. Because Clayface can transform into other characters. So to me, this all makes sense. I like this as a character. Obviously, it's not like, you know, a lot with the character, but like it was, you know, they could have just not included any of this.
Yeah, I mean, Clayface gets his moment later on, so
Yeah.
he's alright, but...
So I just thought that was a nice little
It is
detail.
really cool because you come in here looking for the warden, and like sometimes he'll turn into the warden. So, you could actually be fooled for a minute. There's this walled up cell for some reason.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a corpse in here. I mean, look, the Widower Trophy must have gotten in there somehow. So maybe they like took out the corpse and
Man,
put
this
in
is
the trophy.
Arkham. They would have just left it in there. Or maybe they threw it to Croc. Like they just care so little. Why do they even have a morgue? Like they should just. So this is the point where I was talking about this new, not so new show where they're exploring their relationship a little between Poison Ivy and Harley, which I am on board with, 100%.
Okay. Well, it's a good show because it explores kind of what is Harley Quinn without the Joker in a smart way. And it kind of also, I mean, it's a humorous show, but it also is like, what is like, you know, being a villain in Gotham City where half the population is a villain. And Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn's depictions in that series is really good.
And hot. Yeah.
I mean, I just...
Nah, don't come back to the Joker. Come on.
Like, audience, I hope you can see what I mean. You know, there's like three-dimensional depictions of of characters. And then there is a shot where it pans up from her butt, and then she, turns around and blows us a kiss. Like, what? Why?
Because I like it.
Okay.
Security overrides. I have the sequence generator, but without the terminal in my office, it's useless.
Your terminal has been destroyed.
He's so disappointed. He's like, you're useless, man.
Yes, of course.
I mean, he kind of is. When you're warden of this asylum.
He throws this card with such contempt. It's great.
We're trapped in here.
He's like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Finally, the sequencer.
Always.
Alright. So at this point, I'm trying to remember, because there's the sequencer in every Batman game, and it's always different.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember which this one is. I'm just not a fan of any of them.
I mean, it's a cool game mechanic, but yeah, they never really could decide on how to make it the best.
Also, I love this game. I love these games. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, we both love them.
I see that just like Harley Quinn and some of this stuff as just missing potential. That's all. I still love the games. I want to be clear.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, we went into this saying that we're huge fans.
Yeah.
Warden Sharp in there now.
How many freaks are in this place?
God, that's just great dialogue.
And he's got no bones, so
Which
that's how
I
you know
never noticed before. That's such a cool touch.
Yeah.
Man.
All right.
Actual events.
Try to see if I could go in these events. And I think that is the end of this episode. So we will see you guys next time.